What's the impact economically? This state has lost 183 guys and women killed in that war. Of course, the personal losses are unimaginable and hard to measure, but economically, we've lost in this state 200,000 manufacturing jobs under President Bush. A lot of people believe you can't reproduce those jobs. We're going to have to go to high tech or something. Can you honestly do what Mitt Romney did in Michigan and say, we're going to get those jobs back? When I was growing up here, a guy could come out of high school and he could go get a job at Bud or Vertol, a big industrial plant, build big things, right, big jobs, building trains, building subway cars and airplanes, and provide for a whole family to get the kids through college, one guy working, one family member working. Right. Will we ever get back to those days again?
Well, I'm not sure that the same jobs are going to be back. But I think we can produce good jobs that pay good wages and good benefits. And here's how we do it. First of all, we've got to stabilize the housing market because right now, even businesses with good track records, good credit, are having trouble getting financing to expand and invest because the financial markets are all screwed up. The only way we deal with that is to make sure that people aren't having their homes foreclosed on. And, so I'm working with Chris Dodd to put together a program where the Federal Housing Administration helps borrowers and lenders negotiate to settle on a fixed mortgage that homeowners can pay and allows them to stay in their homes so we're not continuing to see home values drop. That's step number one. That we also have to have better oversight in the financial markets. That's been a disaster, something this administration has not done.
How about the previous administration? How good was President Clinton at regulating the hedge funds? Did he give them a free rein?
Well, here's what I think. I think there's been a general tendency for the banks and the financial institutions to set the agenda in Washington.
And to write under Democrats
and Republicans. And what's happened is that they have constantly pushed for deregulation. Some of that deregulation is useful. Some of it allows for the kinds of predatory loans that have been getting us into trouble. So we've got to get the housing market set. Then what we have to do is start ending the war in Iraq, reinvesting in infrastructure, roads, bridges, locks, dams. That puts people to work.
Like I-95 out here.
Absolutely.
We had a little problem, out here.
And that puts people back to work.
Yeah.
Especially folks from the construction industry that have been laid off because of the housing slump. And then what we have to do is get our tax code right, stop giving tax breaks to companies that ship jobs overseas, invest in companies that are investing right here in the United States of America. And the last point, the possibility of new jobs in new sectors like energy. I went to a steel mill that had closed and now has been converted, and it's making something big, those big windmills that are producing green energy for America. Those jobs are not being shipped overseas, and you've got unionized steel workers in those plants making jobs. That's got to be the direction that we move on in the future.
That's out in Bucks County, right?
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, when we come back, I'm going to ask you, that's day job for the president. I want to ask you what you're going to be like at 3 o'clock in the morning when we get right back. More with Hardball and Senator Barack Obama when we come back on the College Tour at Westchester University in Pennsylvania.